What if I told you that the strength of your erections, your energy, and even your confidence after 60 could depend on something as small as the nuts you eat every day? It may sound unbelievable, but the truth is that the very snack most men think is harmless could either fuel your testosterone or quietly drain it away. I'm Dr. James, a men's health specialist with more than 30 years of experience helping older men restore vitality, improve performance, and feel like themselves again. Over the decades, I've seen the difference small choices make, and today I want to share one of the simplest and most powerful ones. Here's the surprising part. While 5 specific nuts can supercharge circulation, boost testosterone, and keep your nerves sharp, 2 other common nuts can do the opposite, slowly undermining your hormones and chipping away at your strength. In this video, you'll discover exactly which nuts to add to your daily routine and which to avoid if you want firmer erections, steadier energy, and more confidence at any age. And I'll save the most damaging nut for last, because chances are you eat it almost every day without realizing the harm it's causing. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss another men's health tip designed just for you. And if you find this video valuable, drop a yes in the comments. If you don't, type no to let me know how I can serve you better. Now let's dive into the very first nut on the list, walnuts, the circulation powerhouse. 1. Walnuts, the circulation powerhouse. Walnuts may look ordinary, but I can tell you from years of practice they're extraordinary for men over 60. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids and an amino acid called arginine, which your body turns into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, gentlemen, is the very signal that tells your arteries to relax and let blood surge freely into the places that matter most. Without it, erections weaken and energy fades. With it, blood flow is restored, firmness improves, and you feel alive again. I've seen men who added just a handful of walnuts to their daily routine notice sharper sensitivity, more reliable stamina, and even a brighter mood. But the benefits don't end there. Walnuts also provide antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols, protecting your nerves so they keep sending clear signals of arousal and pleasure. And because they support natural hormone production, walnuts become a simple daily ally for testosterone balance. Just a quarter cup is all it takes to build this foundation. Think about it, something so small having such a powerful effect on your vitality. And if you think walnuts are impressive, wait until you hear about almonds, a nut that doesn't just support your circulation but also protects your hormones from stress itself. 2. Almonds, the hormone balancer. Almonds have always held a special place in my own kitchen, and for good reason. They are rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that acts like a polish on your arteries, keeping them smooth and flexible so blood can move where it needs to go. But what I value most for my patients over 60 is their magnesium. Stress, whether it comes from daily worries or the weight of aging, raises cortisol. And cortisol is the thief that robs testosterone. Almonds quietly fight back by calming the body and lowering cortisol, creating the perfect space for testosterone to rise again. When that balance is restored, energy feels steadier, confidence stronger, and intimacy more natural. I've worked with men who began eating a handful of raw or lightly roasted almonds a few times a week. Over time, they didn't just notice firmer erections, but also more consistent energy throughout the day, fewer crashes, and even better mood. That's the beauty of almonds. They don't just nourish your body, they restore a sense of balance you may have thought was gone. And as powerful as almonds are, nothing prepares you for pistachios, a nut with scientific proof behind its ability to transform performance in just weeks. 3. Pistachios, the scientific secret. Pistachios may look small, but in my experience, they hold one of the biggest secrets for men's health after 60. They are rich in arginine, the very amino acid your body uses to create nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, as I often remind my patients, is the master switch for blood flow. When men begin eating pistachios regularly, circulation improves, erections become firmer, and energy feels more reliable. What makes pistachios so remarkable is that these aren't just claims. There are studies showing measurable improvements in erectile function in men who ate them daily for only a few weeks. That kind of evidence is rare in nutrition, and it's why I always smile when I recommend pistachios. Beyond performance, pistachios also lower LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol that clogs arteries like sludge. Keeping arteries open and clear is critical, especially in the pelvic region where blood flow makes all the difference. I've seen men enjoy them as an afternoon snack, not only satisfying their hunger, but also fueling their confidence. It's simple, enjoyable, and effective. And while pistachios can feel like a breakthrough, the next nut is truly unique, so powerful that just 1 or 2 a day can deliver all the testosterone support your body needs. 4. Brazil nuts, the testosterone spark. Brazil nuts are unlike any other, and I often call them nature's secret weapon for men over 60. What makes them stand out is their incredibly high content of selenium, a trace mineral that plays a huge role in testosterone production, sperm health, and even prostate function. I remember one patient who was struggling with low energy and weaker desire. He began eating just 2 Brazil nuts each evening, and within weeks, he reported waking up with more drive, firmer morning erections, and a renewed sense of strength he thought he had lost for good. That's the power of selenium working silently in the background, restoring balance and fueling masculinity. But with Brazil nuts, moderation is key. More is not better. Too much selenium can actually be harmful, which is why 1 or 2 a day is the perfect sweet spot. Think of it as a natural testosterone booster built right into a simple snack, no pills required. The best part is how effortless it feels. Such a small habit leading to such a profound change. And if Brazil nuts spark your hormones, the next nut protects the very wiring of arousal itself, keeping your nerves sharp and your sensitivity alive. 5. Hazelnuts, the nerve protector. Hazelnuts may be small and often overlooked, but I've seen them make a real difference for men in their 60s and beyond. They're rich in folate, also known as vitamin B9, which nourishes the nervous system. Your nerves are the messengers of pleasure, carrying signals from the brain to the body and back again. Without enough support, those signals weaken and sensitivity fades. Hazelnuts help restore that clarity, making arousal and climax feel alive again. They also contain magnesium, a mineral I often emphasize because it lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that constantly chips away at testosterone. With lower stress, testosterone can rise naturally, supporting energy, mood, and desire. What I love about hazelnuts is that they do all this while also being light and satisfying, making them a smart replacement for processed snacks. By reducing inflammation and helping with weight control, they protect hormone health on multiple fronts. I've seen older men feel calmer, more focused, and even more confident simply by making hazelnuts a regular part of their diet. And while hazelnuts guard your nerves and hormones, not every nut is your friend. In fact, the next one is the most common snack in America, yet it quietly works against your testosterone. 6. Peanuts, the silent hormone disruptor. Peanuts may be the most familiar snack in America, but here's the truth I share with every patient. They are not your ally when it comes to testosterone. Technically, peanuts aren't even nuts. They're legumes, and that difference matters. They're often contaminated with aflatoxins, toxic compounds that place heavy stress on the liver. And when your liver is struggling, it can't regulate hormones properly, leaving testosterone to fall lower and lower. I once worked with a gentleman in his late 60s who swore by peanut butter sandwiches every single day. When we replaced peanuts with healthier alternatives, he noticed within months that his energy lifted, his waistline trimmed, and his desire began to return. There's another problem. Peanuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. While we need some omega-6, too much creates inflammation that stiffens arteries, reduces circulation, and irritates the prostate. That means relying on peanuts daily slowly erodes performance, even if you don't feel the effects right away. An occasional handful won't ruin your health, But making peanuts your main snack is a different story entirely. And as concerning as peanuts are, they're not the only culprit. The next nut might surprise you even more because while it tastes creamy and delicious, it quietly robs your body of the very minerals your testosterone depends on. 7. Cashews, the mineral blocker. Cashews are creamy, delicious, and often the favorite in mixed nut bowls, but for men over 60, they come with a hidden cost. They contain something called phytic acid, a natural compound that binds to vital minerals like zinc and magnesium. These two minerals are absolutely essential for testosterone production, circulation, and even relaxation of the body. When phytic acid blocks their absorption, your hormones and performance begin to suffer without you even realizing it. I remember a patient who loved eating handfuls of cashews at night. He couldn't understand why his energy was fading and why intimacy felt weaker. Once we limited cashews and replaced them with walnuts and pistachios, he noticed a dramatic difference within weeks. Another concern with cashews is their higher carbohydrate load. Eating too many can spike blood sugar, and every spike in blood sugar brings insulin up. Chronically high insulin drags testosterone down and encourages belly fat, which further damages hormones and performance. A few cashews sprinkled on a salad won't hurt, but when they become your main snack, they quietly work against your goals. And now that you know the 5 nuts that fuel your vitality and the 2 that sabotage it, let's bring it all together in the conclusion and talk about how small daily choices can truly transform your confidence after 60. Conclusion. Gentlemen, let's bring it all together. Over the years, I've learned that small choices repeated daily often create the biggest changes. Walnuts, almonds, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and hazelnuts are not just snacks. They're powerful allies for circulation, hormone balance, and nerve health. On the other hand, peanuts and cashews, as common and tempting as they are, can slowly chip away at testosterone and vitality. I've seen countless men in their 60s and beyond discover renewed confidence, firmer erections, and steadier energy simply by making these swaps. It's not about chasing youth, it's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs to thrive at this stage of life. You're not too old, and it's not too late. Choose wisely, stay consistent, and you'll notice the difference in how you feel, how you move, and how you live each day with strength and dignity.